Man, gee whiz, I love Scooby-Dooing. I wonder what the new mature version will have to add to the lore and—
2 hours later.
What the fuck?
Scooby-Doo.
Okay, so this show's absolutely abhorrent. So much that yes, I am advertising this video without mentioning the show in specific because I refuse to give it more clout than it needs. I don't feel like I can talk about the show in a way that hasn't already been discussed. This show is literally just a completely unrelated show slapping Scooby-Doo names on it for goodie points. I also think that they're loving the hate watching and rage bait they have gotten, hence why this video isn't going to be like the last one where I talk about the show in particular. Nay, I say, instead I want to make this concept actually good and not the pile of garbage it was wasted on. I feel an adult-rated Scooby-Doo would be amazing if they actually treated it more like a mature Scooby-Doo and not just adding adult jokes that don't need to be there. Mystery Incorporated was the best show for this, however personally it lost me with the big lore stuff, and they still had to work within the constraints of a kid's show. So, today I intend to show you my take on this Scooby-Doo, showing my designs and explaining the lore, so sit back, grab some popcorn, and have fun. Starting off with the girl who got her own show, they decided to make her a bitch and just give her no reason for it. I feel they could have done more with the mom case, but just didn't. Also, the hallucinations thing was just really annoying to deal with, so she is getting the most reworking. In this show, Velma is the youngest of the gang. She has a very high intellect, however socially struggles with picking up cues and etc. Velma in this is autistic, however, at the time of the show starting, it is undiagnosed. I feel like her arc would be struggling to connect and cooperate with Fred and Daphne, eventually having a conversation with Shaggy that leads her to work on getting a diagnosis, as well as putting how she reacts and works with others into things. I feel that by the end of the season, she is more comfortable in her own skin and is willing to accept her neurodivergence. Now, another ongoing plotline for her would be she does have a missing mother. Her mom wrote mystery books, and this led to Velma getting a special interest in them. One year on Velma's birthday, she woke up with a gift from her mother, with her mom nowhere to be found. Since then, the police have closed a case, and the town mostly accepts her as dead. Velma tries to solve this mystery in her free time, but without any help, she slowly collects a team to find her mom, who had more to do with some of the strange goings-on in the town than they had originally thought. Instead of the hallucinations, Velma in this has bad nightmares, which at times give strangely accurate hints to the case at hand. Design-wise, she's pretty much the same. I struggled with her hair because I wanted to keep the bob shape, but it ended up looking more like an afro, which I personally think looks nice. I went into the idea that she looks more like her mom, however her dad is still Indian American. Other than that, I added the detail that she plays D&D specifically because I want to do a D&D episode. I just want a D&D episode. Also, Velma she gives off D&D playing vibes. D&D's amazing. Shaggy, or Norville, was the least offensive character I found in the new show. I actually liked the fact that he wasn't just made to be a stoner, and the idea he made food reviews was a neat one. So, Shaggy in my show does this. He makes snack reviews of foods from all over the world, and most of his viewer base are stoners. Instead of hating the people who do drugs, he's actually friends with some of his local fan base. He naturally has a laid-back nature despite his anxiety. Speaking of, you may have noticed there's also a dog here. That is right, Scooby's back. Scooby is Shaggy's service dog. Sound like a Watch Mojo person. Scooby is Shaggy's service dog, and while he can't talk, he still has a personality. Think like the pets in Pinocchio or some other pets in cartoon media I can't think of off the top of my head. He helps Shaggy with anxiety and asthma attacks, which considering his friends, he has to deal with a lot. This is actually how he found himself friends with Velma. Being her neighbor and practically growing up with her, he found himself hanging out with her whenever he wasn't able or wanting to go out with his other friends. He is the one Velma goes to talk to a lot, Shaggy's dad being a counselor, leading to him picking up some of the behaviors. Now, while Shaggy is very socially laid back, he is still a bit of a scaredy cat. He does still have pretty bad anxiety, even though it doesn't come socially as heavily as Velma may have. He's very susceptible to peer pressure, as well as getting into the situations he doesn't want to be with. I feel the moment that led Shaggy to getting a service dog in the first place was him pressuring himself to smoke with friends, leading him to getting an attack and going to the hospital. And as far as Scooby, he's basically the one who tries to keep Shaggy out from doing these things. He's a bit more mature than he is in most other shows, but he still gets scared and eats Scooby snacks with his best pal. Design-wise, Scooby's just Scooby. He's a dog. And I'm bad at drawing those, so he looks a bit weird, but that's okay. For Shaggy, I wanted to give him dreads because he would have them. He actually got his nickname from not taking care of them for a while, and the dreads getting, well, Shaggy. He takes better care of his hair now, but the name stuck, especially since Norville sucks. As far as storyline, I feel like he is the one to keep everything level-headed during situations where there are arguments, as well as a shoulder to cry on for others. I like the idea of an ongoing bit or problem of the school not liking the fact Scooby can come, but due to him being a service dog, he's still allowed to be there. Maybe a whole episode over that. I also imagine by the end of the season, he gets a bit braver, on top of not giving into the mentality of peer pressure, because he realizes he's just convincing himself, and everyone is okay with how he was. Freddy. Freddy. I basically just stole Mr. Yang's Fred. Fred Jones is a golden retriever. He gets along with almost everyone, and also has rich white boy privilege. I like the idea of his dad being the mayor. However, while his dad is a bit concerned for Fred's future, he is very accepting. Fred's journey in the first season is basically him trying to wrap around being trans and not comfortable with how Daphne has been trying to progress their relationship. Instead of making jokes about his dick, it actually explores teens and consent, and the idea that some trans people do not feel comfortable with their bodies. As for his part in the main arc, I feel like he's used to get past some hurdles that they face, using his charm and power to get the files. Also, he is the only one who can drive, so free ride. The van is actually his dad's old one. Wow, lore. Fred in this is also autistic, however he is diagnosed and manages with it. The only times it really comes up is with his struggles with understanding math, instead using real-world situations to help understand them. These contraptions he made led to him loving traps and becoming a special interest. I feel he will have an episode dedicated to traps and just him having fun, maybe solving a lot of things with them while the others think they are useless. Design-wise, he's just Fred. I didn't change much. None of these really have big design things to talk about. I'm sorry about that, but you get to look at them. You get to look at the pretty characters. Wow. Last but not least is LeBron, Daphne. Daphne is the adopted daughter of the chief of police and another officer. Her mom's giving her extensive self-defense training. While she is known for her blunt attitude, she is able to act differently around different people, this chameleon behavior leading to her getting popular. She did this so much she lost her sense of identity, Fred throughout the series helping her find and be her true self again, as well as Daphne learning to take things slow and listen to others. I like the idea of her and Velma being old friends. I imagine they used to go to elementary school together, being best friends until Velma's mom goes missing, Daphne siding with her parents and closing the case, leaving them to drift apart. Velma now needing to go to her to help with the case files and stuff. Other than that though, she's just Daphne. I added more shades of pinks and purples in her design just to give her some more variety. Wow, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Honestly, I had such a clear idea for all these characters, it wasn't too difficult to draw them outside the poses. And, you know, kind of proves how absolutely butchered the Velma series is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the redesigns. If you're interested in more of my art, I have a Discord server based around the species of this little dude on screen. If you want to make your own, or enter a free raffle for the design, join the Dreid Realms. Other than that, subscribe if you want to see more of me. I have some more video ideas, actually thinking of doing more videos where I rework shows that I like the idea of, but I think was done poorly. If you have anything you want me to redo, or you have a show you want to hear my opinions on, let me know below. Until next time, I love you.